I'm quoting tonight. I'm not kidding. This is an actual, I'm not making any of this up. I'm quoting from one of the most fascinating little one-page newspapers I've ever read. It is the Environmental Engineering News. In other words, it's a news bulletin for environmental engineers. Very official. Issued by, and I quote, the School of Civil Engineering, Purdue University, Lafayette, Indiana. I don't know how they send this out. I just got it in the mail. It's great. Why don't all of you send for a copy? Get on the mailing list, you know. Edited by John M. Bell. And I'm reading one of the most recent issues. Here, for example, here's a fascinating little news note. Taking advantage of the lowest water level in the Rhine River since 1947, and that must have been a very low level in the Rhine River. There was a lot of action in the year before around the Rhine. Taking advantage of the lowest water level in the Rhine River since 1947, a cleanup of the riverbank was made. All types of waste were found, including bicycles, old shoes, baby carriages, and rusted 88 millimeter anti-aircraft guns. So that's kind of nice. Listen to this one. Oil prospectors in the North Slope region of Alaska find they are striking oil and ecologists in equal concentrations. The little funnies there they throw in on you. Cheese whey containing 35,000 milligrams out of 1 BOD, whatever that means, is the most concentrated liquid waste that can be found in large quantities. So, don't laugh at cheese whey. That even outdoes the way they put it, sidewalk messes. I don't know many sidewalks that make messes, but that's the euphemism. Here's another little note from this paper. Electric power plants along the California sea coast suck in millions of gallons of seawater a minute to cool their condensers. Along with the water comes plankton, fish, and even mammals, including an occasional shark or whale. Very few organisms return to the sea alive. At most plants, they are put in powerful garbage grinders and discharged through an outfall. I just thought you had to know all this stuff, really. Over 22 million tons of fly ash were produced in the United States in 1969. Estimates for 1980 are 36 million tons. I didn't know they burnt that many flies in this country. Well, you just pick up this stuff. I mean, it's amazing what you learn just by... Listen to this one. 92% of the governing authorities in Pennsylvania permit open burning of residential refuse. Oh, Pennsylvania, what's happening to you? Economic factors, not a lack of technical know-how, are principal deterrents in cleaning up pollution. Tell me another. Let's see. Oh, surprise. Oh, hey, listen. An estimated 90% of rat bites occur within the city limit. Well, I haven't been bitten very often, by a rat, but what few rats have bitten me. Yeah, well, I have to concede I've been bitten. And by the way, 80% occur after midnight. Rats don't really get going good until it's, This is I imagine they did some research on that. I wonder what Ben, Ben won you saw Ben, he won I told you he'd win an Oscar. You know who Ben is, don't you? Your friendly, the rat. It's a comment on our times. They like, our time, only our time. It shows what a decadent, negativistic, naysaying time we live in. It's a long way, friends, from giving Lassie, that friendly Bobsy twin collie. They used to give Lassie Oscars, and now we're all the way down to rats. Next thing you know, the ringworm is going to get one. Yeah, here, listen. Water turbulence in the ocean caused by wind may drive surface pollution as deep as 900 feet. Whew, wow. Holy smokes. Do you want to hear more of this? Israeli authorities, anxious over the rising noise level in Tel Aviv, have reactivated a rarely enforced law banning piano playing with open windows during siesta time. I kind of like that. Imagine a guy sitting in there and he's quietly playing a Chopin serenade. 5 cops come in, bust down the door. All right, you're busted. We caught you red-handed. He's sitting there, wearing his elegant suit. 12 brands of Canadian beer, wine, sherry, and port, 6 of American beer, 6 of European wine, vermouth and sherry, and 2 of South African sherry were examined and found to contain asbestos fibers. Asbestos fibers. Tap water from Ottawa, Ontario, Toronto, and Montreal had asbestos fibers in it. Although they don't know whether it's dangerous or not, they just thought you ought to know. Says if you breathe asbestos, that's one thing, but if you drink it, mix with a little vermouth, it may give you a head the next day, but it may not hurt you, ultimately. That's it. Bring that on. That's nice. Hey, listen, this is enough. If you haven't got enough to worry about already. Depletion of the world's known supply of phosphorus could occur by the end of the next century. Oh, my God, on top of everything. I couldn't go to bed without a little phosphorus, I like it with raisins. Yeah, I'd like to have been along on that party that went out and cleaned up the Rhine riverbank. I bet they found some fantastic stuff. Oh, yeah, this is oh, yes, this is the Bren. I think it's a Bren gun. Thank you, Red Baron. Bring it up big. Why do I think this thing is so incredibly sassy? Hey, speaking of romantic messages, as you keep that lovely romantic music behind us, have a little poetry we'd like to read to you tonight. Do you need tires? See the Tire Pro at your local General Tire headquarters for all of your tire needs. From sports sedans to sports cars, compacts to king-size cars, General Tire makes the tires you need, and at prices that are easy to afford. Choose from rayon cord tires, nylon cord tires, puncture sealing tires, steel belted radial tires, more, much more. And you get your choice. In Brooklyn, oh, beautiful Brooklyn, only the dead know Brooklyn. Oh, Brooklyn, nestled like a jewel in the shadow of the vast hulking bulk of New York City. In Brooklyn, see Steve at Gannon Tire Company, 6502 Bay Parkway. The preceding reading was from an ode on a Pepsi-Cola bottle by John Beats, Poet Laureate of Lower Slavophobia. Thank you. We will not send copies of it to you. In your hat. La-da-dee-dee. La-da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Tonight's salute to Eric Siegel was orchestrated by Lawrence Welk and featured Evelyn and her singing violin in the featured role. The lyrics were by Rona Jaffe. The translation was by Gore Vidal. It was produced by our sports department under the heading of Goon Arledge. Yes, tonight we saluted a great American, Eric Siegel. Tune in again tomorrow night at the same time when the British Broadcasting Corporation presents another salute to a great person of our times, the 20th century, if you will. Please. Rinky-dinky-ding, dinky-dinky-ding.
Mr. Shepherd, you're jealous of that wonderful writer. Alex Siegel, he writes so beautifully, especially when he has that wonderful boy in the book say, gee, well, genius, well. You couldn't write like that, Mr. Shepherd.
I'll be loving you always. You like my suggestion for a new tourist attraction in New York? I think it has merit, not quality. Bring it up a little louder there, please. Before we squish on out, after all, it's 400,000 pounds a day. And that does not exclude the studios here. Before we squish on out, I'd like to remind you, don't forget, Carnegie Hall, the 17th. The Viper strikes again. Carnegie Hall, the Silver-Tongued Devil, the 17th. Remember? I don't know what was the matter with my mind tonight. It was just really bad. Did you notice that? Embarrassed a lot of people. Listen, if you think you were embarrassed, think how embarrassed I was. I was saying it. It makes me even, I don't know. I guess it's the wind velocity, barometric pressure, the high moving in from Kansas, all that stuff. Let's see here. This is to notify all persons and business establishments that I will not be responsible. Oh, no, that's no. This is WOR New York, of course. Where else? Lester Smith comes next with the news.